Hey, how's it going? Daily check-in for this Monday. I spent the morning driving back down from the Lake District, and pretty zapped, pretty wiped out. I was up at 4:30 this morning to get a jump on the day and get down early. So a bit tired now, although I did get a bit of work done earlier on. But I have had some opportunities to think about the weekend and process all the things that happened with yesterday's aborted attempt to conquer the Frog Graham Round, and reported on that in yesterday's video. And I think a couple of things would come up. And actually, one thing I did do today was I sent an email out to my list, my subscribers, to kind of describe the day and what it was like, and why in the end we decided to put a stop to it from a safety perspective more than anything. But really, I asked myself the question: what if it had been a different day, if it had been better weather, it hadn't been so. I mean, it was horrendous. If it hadn't been like that, though, would it have been a different story? Would I have completed it? And 16 hours was kind of my cutoff that I'd imposed, because any later than that, any longer than that, and it would have meant swimming the last lake in the dark, and I wasn't ready. Again, safety first, I wasn't ready to do that. So and this was the thing that I kind of shared, and I'll be sharing in the seminar at the end of the month, just a couple of weeks time actually. And that was the point of the email. Here's what happened. By the way, there's a seminar happening where I'll be sharing some of these stories and some of the lessons and how to put them into practice in your own life. And one of the big things that I kind of took away was that you've always got to separate out the things that you can control from the things that you can't control. So for me, there were many things that I couldn't control. One of them was the weather, and the challenge that made to the navigation. And there was one really small mistake we made with the navigation. Well, we made lots of small mistakes, but one small mistake in particular that led to a bit of a disaster in terms of where we ended up, on the wrong side of a massive valley. I looked at the tracking of the Garmin, and it's hilarious actually. You can see us going up and down, thinking like, what the hell are we going to do now? But there were also things that I could control, or could have controlled, and these are the things that had it not been for the weather, would I've made it around. And I can't say for absolutely certain that I would. Yet when I went into the weekend, there was no question that this was going to be a success. I was going to do it. I was going to return having successfully completed it. It never crossed my mind that I wouldn't complete it. It just didn't occur to me that was a possible outcome. Maybe that's a mistake in itself, a lesson in itself as well. But there were things like I wasn't as fit as I could have been for it. I haven't done as much running as I have done for previous challenges. I hadn't done a single recce of the area that I could have done. I had studied the maps, but I perhaps could have studied them more and been more familiar with each of the different steps in the territory. I could have had better equipment that would have made it easier for me to have, felt more comfortable, but also to have help with the navigation. I mean, I was getting my phone out of my pocket because that's what the OS Maps app was on, which was fantastic, but it was pouring with rain, and that meant it was difficult for me to see the screen, to turn it on, to turn it off. Then it started sending random picture messages to people through WhatsApp, which was bizarre. And anyway, so there were things that I could have controlled, and none of those things by themselves would have made a massive difference, but a small nudge in the right direction with each of them could have been the difference between success and failure on a different day, where the weather, the uncontrollable, was not the case. And so, yeah, the most important thing, I've talked about this before with self-evaluation, is that you evaluate yourself and you take it apart and say, well, what else could I have done differently? It's about picking out the lessons from those realizations, not saying, beating yourself up about the fact that you didn't do that. I could sit here right now and think, damn it, I didn't spend enough time training for this. I cocked out with the kit. I should have had better footwear. I should have had better waterproofs. I should have studied the weather charts more. I should have spent more time acclimatizing to the terrain. I should have done this. I should have done that. And you don't learn anything from that. You just beat yourself up and you feel bad about it. You know, I don't feel bad one little bit about the decision that we made. Possibly because it was, in the end, it was a safety thing. It was out of my hands. You know, I believe it was my decision. It still was not a decision. It was just that's the way it had to be. Yeah, dealing with setbacks, dealing with failures when things don't go your way, and what you can learn from them, they are massive learning opportunities. It sounds so cliched, but it is absolutely 100% true. There are huge learning opportunities from these situations, or anytime things don't go the way you hope they would, anytime you miss the mark. But you need to have the right mindset with it. You have to have the right approach in order to get those lessons out of it. Like, I'm looking at this now and I'm more excited than ever about coming back next year, having a recce, first of all, and coming back another month or two later and having another crack at this. I will conquer the Frog Graham round, and I feel more motivated than ever. Than if I just turned up and it was, you know, given the training that I'd done, the preparation, if I just turned up and I got it, it'd be like, yeah, no, fantastic. You know, look at me, aren't I great? I can just turn up and do an event like that. But it broke me, and now I've got something to work towards, a real challenge, and that is, for me anyway, that's more exciting than when things are easy. You gotta earn that, right? You gotta earn it. You gotta work for it. You gotta earn it. And if it doesn't work out the first time, then you take the lessons from it and you apply them, and then you have another go. It's, you know, giving up versus learning and adapting and coming back for more. So yeah, plenty still to process, plenty still to go through. I'm tired. My brain doesn't work very well normally the day after a thing like this, especially when I haven't had enough sleep. So it'll be an early night tonight, then back to firing on all cylinders tomorrow. But yeah, all systems go now. Full steam ahead for the seminar at the end of the month, knowing to doing seminar. I've already got about 30 people booked onto that. I want to get to 50 minimum. So I'll be pushing that on social media. I'll be pushing that with my emails and my writing and all my contacts as well over the next couple of weeks. And hopefully I'll be able to make that a success. There's my check-in for the day. Subscribe, like the video, and I will be back again tomorrow for more. Bye for now.